Dragi naši, dobar dan svima, pogotovo Adrianu Pajazitiju. Adrian, hello and welcome to Tribina HR.
Hello, nice to be here, thank you so much.
Samo još disclaimer, pričat ćemo na engleskom jer njemu najviše paše engleski. Titlo je, ne znam, možda dobijete, možda ne, vidjet ćemo kakva bude situacija. So, you know the backstory, you know everything, especially after you scored against Hajduk, that became even more popular, especially with then Hajduk's chances of getting the title becoming more or less zero. So, how do you feel about making me so popular?
No, I find it very funny, to be honest, very funny. Like I said to you before, I watched the derby Dinamo Hajduk and I heard my name, but I didn't really know what it means, you know. And then the next day, my teammates were showing me on TikTok like what you said. So then obviously after I scored against Hajduk, it was funny. It was funny. I must say it was funny.
You scored 3 goals this season against 3 out of 4 the biggest clubs in Croatia, against Dinamo Hajduk and Osijek. How does it feel to be a giant killer?
No. I wouldn't say I'm a giant killer, but no, it feels very good, to be honest now. Of course, I feel happy, I feel proud. Like you said, these are the games that I came here to play in, you know, against the big teams. So, yeah, I'm happy, I guess.
Scoring against Hajduk in a game where, 70% of the stadium is against you, even though you play at home. Same with Dinamo, when Dinamo comes to Gorica. But since you're not from here, you're not a Croatian person, how does it feel to see that thing that is not so popular and so common in foreign languages, in England especially?
Yeah, no, I said to some of my teammates, like, it makes sense why always Hajduk and Dinamo at the top and Dinamo wins so much, because every game is a home game for them. They have no away games. But no, it was a weird feeling in the first few times I experienced it, but then you get used to it, you know, and for me, I don't really get too much affected by the crowd, but I enjoy it, especially when the stadiums are full in these type of games. It gives you that extra motivation, that extra energy, you know, and yeah, I've had so much fun, to be honest.
Especially when you score and then everything goes silent.
Yeah, and then you don't hear nothing.
Well, you hear your fans, good boys.
Yeah, but like you said, 10% of the stadium is for us and the rest is either swearing or being quiet, like you said. But no, it's good. I've enjoyed it a lot.
On the other hand, when you come as an away team to Poljud,
yes,
that is the most packed stadium in Croatia in average, what are your feelings? What are your impressions of playing in Split?
No, amazing experience. My second game here was in Hajduk away. Amazing atmosphere, the crowd top. Even when I played, I think maybe 1 or 2 months ago, and the second time, again, same. It was really good. My dad came to watch the second game when we played there, and like you said, it's a very surreal atmosphere. Like it's top to playing, you know. And like I said, it gives you that extra motivation, that extra boost, you know, to perform well. Even though they're against you, it still gives you that adrenaline, you know.
Well, imagine next season when you come to Hajduk and then every game is your extra boost and extra motivation.
No. I'm just, unfortunately, I can't play on Sunday because of yellow cards, but I'm focused on the last game and then take a little bit of a break and then see what happens for next season.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I got many messages, especially, I told you already, from even Mario Malacha and other people from Split and around Hajduk, that I need to bring you with or without your consent, so we'll figure something out.
Let's see what happens. No, I don't. Everyone's asking me about next season and stuff, but to be honest, nothing's been decided at all yet. I still need to see with my agents, with my family, what is the best for us, for myself. Speak to the president and the staff in Gorica, back at Fulham. And, you know, nothing's been decided for now yet. Honestly, I know it's a boring answer, but this is the truth.
No, I expected something like that. I need to try, but...
this is the truth.
While we're at the subject, according to Transfermarkt, your contract is up this summer. Fulham does have an option to extend it for a year. Is there any news, any stuff you can tell us about that?
Again, boring. I'm sorry, but Nothing to say publicly, nothing yet. I think, like I said, hopefully I can play in the last game of the season, finish strong. Then hopefully I get called up for the national team again, and then play there as well. And then take a break, and then gonna have a meeting with Fulham, go back home to London, have a meeting with Fulham, speak again, like I said, with the president here, assess all my options, because thankfully it's looking good. Like I do have quite a few options, so just assess everything and see what's the best for me, for my family, for my career, and yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Like I said, boring answer, but this is the truth. This is the truth.
No problem. Very media trained. Very, very good.
It's the truth. I'm telling you, it's the truth.
Your current coach, Mario Carevic, said in an interview that he thinks Netherlands or Spain would be like the top leagues for you once you fully develop, when you get to your full potential. What is your like dream league, dream team to play in?
To be honest, I've never really had a dream team or dream league. The team I love and support is Arsenal, because I grew up, born and raised in northwest London, so near Arsenal. So Arsenal's the team that I love a lot. But always my dream, not a specific team or league, my dream is to play Champions League. Since I was a little kid, this has always been my dream. I think for me, Champions League is the highest level of football. Even better than World Cup, even better than anything. Like you saw the games this season, every game, like, it's been amazing.
Especially the semi-finals.
Yes, exactly. Like, and always since I was younger, like I always loved Champions League. I don't know what it was, like just the music, the playing midweek at 8 o'clock. You know, just for me, my dream is Champions League.
Completely understood. Mine was too, but I was not good enough. Just to get back to Croatian things, we mentioned Poljud. It would be fair, at least, to mention other great stadiums or good or some kind of stadiums in Croatia. You played at Maksimir as well.
Yes.
Very often we hear that it is called the ugliest stadium in Europe when Dinamo plays in Europe, but I don't agree, but okay, no problem. The biggest problem is the east stand that is closed and looks kind of weird. But how did it feel to play at Maksimir at Dinamo?
No, it was good. It was very good. Honestly, I have to say there as well. The atmosphere, like both ultra groups are amazing. Like from Dinamo and from Hajduk, like it makes you feel like a real football player. You know, like it gives you that extra boost, like I said before. And yeah, it was also a good game. Unfortunately, I only got to play there once. The first time, I don't know if I was injured or if I was not here. I'm not sure, but no, it was good. And also my parents were also here for that game as well. So it was a great experience, and also I played well. The team played well, and I think if it wasn't for a bit of a dodgy referee call for red card, we could have probably got a draw or maybe pushed on to maybe get a winner. But no, it was an amazing experience there as well.
Another, let's say, special stadium is Rujevica for Rijeka. You played there a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
When it's full, when it's packed, it's really intense, really something I would say most resembling to England stadiums, even though it's much smaller than English stadiums, but crowd is close on your head, like literally.
Yeah, no, there and also in Osijek as well. I think that one in Rijeka, like you said, is very English-like, and also in Osijek because it's closed. You know, the sides are closed. So this one was definitely felt like I even said in the warm-up when we went out in Osijek that it felt like I was back in the UK. You know, the stadium, the pitch surface and everything was top. Like, yeah, definitely.
Well, the Osijek Stadium is the newest and most modern. It looks like something out of some other world, especially compared to others. Okay, we mentioned the good sides, but there are also some places that are not so good. I won't say the thing
names,
you think
names.
I would, but for example, just referring to the pitch.
Yes.
Pitch conditions at Šibenik, for example, or sometimes at Gorica, but you don't have to agree with me.
No, it's the truth. No.
Sometimes it looks like, you know, a local farmer wins an election at a local radio to host a game, and he just brings two goals and that's it.
Yeah, no. when people ask me about Croatia, everything is positive. Generally, the experience for me has been amazing, positive. The one thing that is the thing that it brings it a bit down is the quality of the pitches, like you said. Especially during the winter time, it was tough. Like even our pitch was not great, and then they fixed it. So now it's very good, but before it wasn't great. Like you said, in Šibnik, there's some other ones we don't need to name everyone's, but like even for me, it was tough to go there, you know, especially in the UK. Not for anything, but the pitches are all of them are top. If you go in the 3rd division, 4th division, they're all good. So it's a very massive change when you come here. Like I was getting pains in my body that I don't usually get, you know, and it took a bit of adapting to it. And also, it is tough for players or for teams that like to play like sharp football on the floor, play quick. It is difficult, you know, like you said, in some of the pitches, like sometimes you need 3 touches just to control the ball, you know, because it's bouncing. So this, I think, is tough, but the more games I played, the more I adapted to it, and everything else very, very good.
You already mentioned some stuff, but people often say, what does it matter? Both teams play on the same pitch. No. Why can't you play and they can? But what would you tell, or what would you say are the main problems or differences between playing, let's say, at Poljud or Maksimir, where the pitch is excellent, and some other places that is not?
No, believe me, it makes a huge difference. It's just even like I said, just
sorry,
like,
if you're hot, you can take off.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. No, it makes a massive difference, honestly, because like when you play in these stadiums that we named before, it's just natural. You know, you just play. You don't need to look at the ball. It's coming. You see, you can just control and go. But sometimes the ball's coming in some other stadiums and it's bouncing, so you can't have your head up. You need to look down to make sure you control it properly. And then when you pass, it bounces in the last second. It comes off the wrong part of your foot. Like, it makes a massive difference. When you're running, then when you go in at half time, like, your joints are hurting, like your knees, your hips. Honestly, it's not easy, like, adapting. But the more you play, the more better it becomes.
One other thing that sometimes is mentioned, and this is an opportunity for you to give me another media-trained answer. The standard of officiating or refereeing in Croatia, sometimes it gives us material for stuff to talk about, but what are your impressions? Maybe not like naming people or situations, but compared to English football or Norwegian football or any other football that you played.
This has to be another boring answer again. I'm just gonna have to say.
I have to ask you.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like, I'm just gonna say no comment. Better not to say anything. Yeah, I don't know. It's better not to say. Better not to say.
It's okay. I understand. Another part that you can tell me more about, the players that play in HNL. We'll start with them, then switch to your teammates.
Yes.
Marko Livaja is, according to me and many other people, some say by far, some say just the best player in Croatian National League. You played against him 3 times, twice.
2 times. He was suspended one time. In the second game in away, he didn't play. But the first game he played, and this weekend he played as well.
Oh, he didn't play when you were away. Yeah.
Yes, second game when we was away, yes.
But he played both times in Gorice, yeah. So, Marko Livaja, from your point of view, like a football player who plays against him.
Yes, no, fantastic player, honestly. Like I said to you earlier, the second game I played here was in Hajduk at the end of September, I think. And it was my first time seeing him play, and everything was so good. Like, I like the way he controls the ball, like with the sole of his foot, you know, the way he uses his body, his movement, like left foot, right foot, he can control the ball. Like, his technique is one of the best I've seen, genuinely. Like, it's amazing. Like, there was one goal that he scored, I can't remember against who it was, but when he like finished it with his toe, with his left foot. Yeah, I think maybe Osijek chest and then toe directly.
On the shoulder. Osijek at home.
Like, this is just magic, you know. Like, with his weaker foot, just with his toes, the keeper can't even react. The little things like this, amazing player.
next season
Nothing
you
to-
can get to know more.
No.
Okay, I won't mention it again. Another player from Hajduk that has a legend status in Croatia and in general in football, Ivan Rakitic. More familiar to your type of a player, more something that we can maybe even compare you guys playing in center midfield. How does it feel? I guess you watched him growing up in Barcelona, in Sevilla, and in Croatian national team. How does it feel when he becomes your opponent, your person next to you on the pitch?
It's a surreal experience. Like I said, it's crazy. Like you said, he's not just a legend in Croatia, but he's a legend just in football in general. Like, amazing player. Like his ball striking. For me, this was seeing it in person. Like the way he hits the ball, like his long passing is crazy. Like nothing I've seen before. He just takes a touch and the ball with like little backspin just goes straight to the player. It's amazing. And like you said, playing against him as well and doing well against him, it also gives me a lot of confidence, in myself, because like you said, this is someone that scored in Champions League final, won a treble, for World Cup final, everything, so it also gives me a lot of confidence when I play against him and I can do some things, so because like you said, one of the best midfielders, especially of my generation growing up, that I've seen, so. Another
great player, another midfielder, this time from Dinamo, Martin Baturina, the most hyped HNL prospect, I would say, and somebody who will eventually get a move away for 20+ million euros.
Yeah.
I'll say a name and you can
and I just
fill
go.
in the blanks.
Again, there's the players you are naming right now are top level, like international players. Fantastic player. I played against him twice, away and home, one time each. And like you said, the way he plays between the lines, and also with him as well. He's so good he's quite short but stocky, and he knows how to use his body so good, so you think you can tackle him, but he puts his body in front, and like the way he protects the ball, like I said, plays between the lines, the final pass, like, he's top player, and that's why he plays for the Croatian national team, one of the best national teams in the world, so, and he's been starting quite a lot of games for the national team as well, and this is, of course, shows his quality, like I said, top player.
We'll continue in the midfield. Petar Sučić, new Inter Milan player of next season. Somebody who is more, I would say, even closer to your type of a player, like you are.
Yeah, I played only one time against him 2 weeks ago when we played in Gorice. But of course, I've been watching on the TV and stuff, and like you said, I think he's a bit more different to Baturina. He's more box to box, has more legs, but again, a very good technique, good feet. He can beat a player, and he has so much energy, to cover ground, duels. I think he's like a more modern type midfield player. Again, Inter Milan transfer. Again, we're talking about top level players right now. Again, another one that plays for the national team, but I think he's also a great player, a bit more different. I think him and Baturina are different styles, but
he's more physical.
Yes, more, and he has these long strides. He can cover ground a lot well, and even we see the goal he scored the other day with his left foot finishing. Great talent. I don't really know what more to say.
And one last name, one last player. We have to mention Rijeka there first in the championship. Toni Fruk is the main reason, and like 95% of the whole reason why they're at number one. What are your impressions about him?
Again, amazing player, but also I think they have a very good team. I think around him, the team, they have some also other good players I also like a lot. Jankovic, number 4, I think he's a great player. Selai in the middle is good as well. But Fruk, like you said, again, I like these players that can play between the lines. He's like not really a striker, not really a 10, like in between, like false 9. But the way he receives the ball in between the lines, so clever, can use his body as well, turn, finish from range, score inside the box. I've seen him score lots of different types of goals, this season. Like some, the other day he scored from outside the box, he scored some inside. Like he's got a bit of everything,
He even scores headers
Yeah,
for somebody that
yeah.
doesn't look like
exactly.
a threat from
And
set
also,
pieces.
he protects the ball well. Like for the assist he got against Šibenik last week, like he's got a bit of everything. And also, he's another one that I think, like with all due respect, he will probably make a move away from this league and go to a higher level because he's got a lot of ability.
Okay, we can we'll make a switch to your teammates now. My favorite player, besides you, of course, from Gorica, Jurica Pršir.
Yes.
He is injured at the moment,
Yes.
and everything. He used to be at Dinamo. He used to be at Hajduk, and
Yes, I know.
when you watch him, there are you can see the reasons why
Yes.
he was there.
Every week we say to each other, I learned a word in Croatian, it's called šteta, no? When it's a shame. Like, it's a big shame that he got injured, you know. I only got to play with him a little bit. At the start I played 4 games together. We had such a good partnership together in the middle. We had so much fun playing together. And then I had a big injury for 3 months I missed. As soon as I come back, he had a big injury, so we didn't really get to play together. But he's coming back now into training, and again, directly you can see the quality. From my first week when I came here, he stands out, you know, because just from the way he receives and passes the ball, you can tell, like you said, you can understand why he played in Dinamo, why he played in Hajduk. You know, it's just like something different, you know, you can just see it. Sometimes it's not really, you don't really need to see much. You can just see by the way someone receives and passes the ball that they've got that different bit of quality, you know. And yeah, I think he's a great player. It's just like I said, it's a big shame that we didn't get to play together more.
Yeah, I agree. Another player that is very liked, especially here this podcast, Krešo Krizmanić. We mentioned him before we started this, but I was surprised every transfer window that when he stays at Gorica, he is near 200 games played for Gorica now. He won't play much more, but yeah, he could be called a Gorica legend. Yeah,
he is a legend. He's one of my, if not my closest friend that I've made here in Croatia. Probably, you know, like a friend that's going to be a friend for many, many years. Like off the pitch, top guy, really funny. But like you said, on the pitch, a very, very good player. Like, I think, yes, me too. Like, I think he could play in a very high level because left-footed, tall, strong, fast, reads the game well. He's aggressive, but then also the quality on his left foot, like, maybe sometimes you guys don't see it in games, but even in training, like his shooting, he's a defender. He probably has the best shooting in the team. Like his left foot is top, you know. And yeah, no, only good words to say about him on and off the pitch. Like top player, like you said as well. You said he's one of your favorites. For me too. Like even not even taking out the fact that I'm really good friends with him, even just as a player. Like even before we became close, like I was saying, yeah, this guy he can play at a high level.
He's somewhat of a partner at center back, Slavko Bralić.
Yes.
When you scored against Hajduk,
yeah.
The person next to you on the pitch was him.
Yes, on the left side.
On the left wing as a center back.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time, nor it will be the last time.
No. I like defenders like him, that he takes risks with the ball, you know. And he's very good at dribbling into space, taking the ball out from the back. And especially for me in midfield, as someone who likes to, you know, in the way I play, is I don't, how do I say? I don't like when the defender takes the ball and just kicks it away, you know. But he has the ability, you know, he takes the ball under pressure. He can find you in the middle. He can dribble with the ball forward. And then, like you said, he was at left wing the other day. I was thinking, what are you doing here? Like, and he was just there. But no, he's got that ability, you know, that modern day ability to step with the ball from the defense. And then it's good because it beats the press and then it opens up the game for everyone else in the middle and attack. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's especially funny to me because he always looks like he just said, okay, now it's my time to go to an adventure, and go. I'm off.
Yeah.
See you later.
No, even me too. Like when I watched the goal back against Hajduk, I saw him next to me at left wing. I was thinking, what are you doing? He was playing right centre back and he's at left wing. So
and it was not the first time, not even in that game, that he did that.
Yeah,
because he also took off a couple of times before the goal in the first half.
Yes, exactly.
As well, and ended up on either at center forward or at wing.
Yeah, no, like I said, he has that ability to just go with the ball, you know. So it's top. It's top.
Another person we have to mention is your goalkeeper Ivan Banić. Most saves per game in HNL, and he also saved, for example, the penalty in the first game in Gorice against Hajduk.
Yes.
in the stoppage time, and also had very big number of important saves during the season.
Yeah, no, I think he's been our best player this season. For me personally, if we was to give a club player of the season, I would vote for him, because, like you said, without him, I don't know where we would be, because there was games where he's just pulling off saves and you're thinking, how the hell did he save it? You know, like, yeah, no, genuinely. And then it got to a point where, like, I'll tell you a funny story. One of my friends from London, he messaged me one time. He's like, what the hell is going on with this Banić guy? He said, every single week, team of the week, team of the week, team of the week, team of the week. He said, I've memorized his face. If I was to see him walking down the road now, I'll be like, yeah, that's Banić. Because every week, team of the week, because he's just making crazy saves. Like you said, making so many saves every game. Like, no, for me, he's been maybe the best goalkeeper in the league, and for sure, I think our best player this season as well.
While we're at the subject of best in HNL, do you know who the best passer in HNL is percentage-wise? He also plays for Gorice.
Now, because you're looking at me like that, I'm going to say me, but I didn't know that it was me.
Out of all people with at least 50% of minutes,
yeah,
you're number one. That our fans or our spectators just told me that. So
okay.
If they're lying, I'm lying as well. But
okay, now I'm gonna take your word for it. I didn't know about this, but no, it's a nice stat, you know. But I take your word for it.
We mentioned I mentioned also questions from the audience. So the first one I would say nešto se pitaj drugu ekipu. That's the nickname. Okay, so. Hi to the most accurate passer in HNL. Which position and role in the field is your favorite? That's question number one.
Yeah.
And question number two, which part of your game do you need to upgrade the most, in your opinion?
That first question is annoying, because people ask me and I genuinely don't know, because not for anything. My favorite position is to play in centre midfield, but he asked which role. I don't know, because I've played this season, even this season, I've played all three, 6, 8 and 10. I don't know. If I had to choose, maybe I would say number 8, which is like a bit of both, because I think I like to, sometimes in number 10, you can go long time maybe without touching the ball, you know? And then for me, I like to be on the ball as much as possible. And I think one of my strengths is in build-up. I am good, you know, to come out of pressure by dribbling or from passing. So that's why. And then also I like to get in the box to score goals as well. So I think maybe I would say number 8 is probably my favorite role to play, because I can do a bit of both. And in terms of things I need to improve on, of course, I think winning more duels probably, I would say, is the thing I need to improve on the most, and just being a bit more aggressive at times. It's improved this year though a lot before like how it used to be, because obviously now playing in a senior environment, men's football, it's important. Like, you have to do both sides of the game, and the coaches have been speaking to me each week and like showing me videos of, this is when I did it good, this is when I can do it better, you know, and just being disciplined defensively all the time. But I think it's definitely improved a lot. And like in the games more recently, like I'm winning more tackles than I was before, more recoveries. So I want to just keep improving on this. And I think, yeah, if I had to say something, it would be this.
Okay, and another question here. Impostacija Frančeska Tahiraja, again, a nickname. We will need the whole podcast to explain you. So hello everyone. Question for you. Which active player is your role model in your position?
In the league or in
general?
in general?
In general football.
I will say the two Barcelona midfielders, Frenkie de Jong and Pedri. I think for me, these two I enjoy watching the most, and I try to model my game the most around them, because I think I have some, obviously nowhere near to their level, but I have some similar.
Well, they never scored against Hajduk and Dinamo.
Okay, fair enough, but I never scored in Champions League. But no,
so far,
yeah, so far, yeah, yes. But yeah, similar, some similar qualities. You know, like I like how they both, you know, can stay on the ball. You know, can take 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, take pressure, protect it, play forwards, dribble, pass. You know, so these are what I think my qualities are, and I watch them do it at the highest level every week. So if I was to say 2 players right now, it's the 2 Barcelona midfielders, Frenkie de Jong and Pedri.
And in general, any midfielder of all time.
You want me to say Modric? Huh?
No. You can say anything you want.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would say Modric and Iniesta. I would say these 2 growing up. And then in the Premier League, the 2 that I used to... my first one was Fabregas because of Arsenal. Mm-hmm. He was my favorite player because of Arsenal. And David Silva, at Man City. You know, these players who... Because I'm not physically the strongest, the biggest, but you know how they're so good between the lines and it's so good with the combinations, with the dribbling, with the passing, you know. So these are the players I would say that I followed the most.
Okay, and one last question about Gorica. You had 2 coaches this year. Rajko Vidović started the season, but you didn't play much under him because you came a bit late.
I came after the September international break, so I like you said, I came late. Like I played 4 matches with him. Then I went to the October national team, and then whilst I was in the national team, they changed the coaches. So like you said, we
can only talk about Mario Carević then. Yeah. What would you say comparing him to coaches at Fulham or in Haugesund or anywhere else? What would you say is something that stands out the most about his style of coaching?
It's very intense. Maybe one of the most intense that I've had, you know, in terms of like passion and like desire and like just wanting the team to do good and wanting to win. Like you guys even see in the games on the sideline, he's so like has so much energy, so much passion, you know, and this translates, you know, like onto the players. Like from his energy, it also gives us energy and motivation, you know. And I've enjoyed this season a lot with him, you know, with his staff. They've made me feel comfortable. I've improved as a person, as a player. Like I only have good words to say, you know. I think he has a good because also he's quite young in the manager game, right? So I think he has a very good future as a manager for sure, because as you've seen the second half of the season, we've had some very good performances and picked up a lot of points, you know. So yeah.
He also played as a midfielder when he was an active player.
He tells me all the time. He said he's the best player ever. I'm joking, but he jokes with me all the time.
But how much like personal advices or like his old stories does he mention to you? Okay, so when I was your age, I did that, or I did this. You should do this, you should do that.
We have a good relationship off the pitch as well. So he makes a lot of jokes with me as well. So he always tells me about how good he was and how he had so much quality and stuff like this. But no, he's given me advice, you know, especially like I was saying before on the defensive side of the game, you know, how it is really important, especially this day and age, that like I need to be focused on it and willing to improve on it. So he's helped me on that side a lot. And also he's quite big, so he used to just tell me about how he used to put his arm out to protect the ball, you know, and then it's easier for you to the defender has to foul you or you can keep the ball, you know. So yeah, he's given me advices like this a lot. So no, we have a good relationship, like I said, off the pitch. When it's the right time to make jokes, we make jokes. When he needs to push me or shout at me, he pushes and shouts at me. So yeah, it's been good.
Okay, another big thing in your career this season, debut for the national team, quite recently in March.
Yes.
At Wembley in I can say your city, in London.
Yes.
against England, against Declan Rice, against Jude Bellingham.
Yes.
Okay, so you get called up. You were called up even before.
Yes, I was called up in the first time with the A team was in October, but there was 2 matches, but I could only be a part of one because I had 3 yellow cards with under 21s from September. So then in October when I went, I was only available for one of the games and against Czech Republic away in Prague, but I didn't come in. You know, I didn't come in. And then in November I was injured, and then in March now I got called up, and then it was.
But what is going through your head when your manager says, "Okay, Adrian, it's time
to come in"?
Now you come in, Wembley, England. As I said, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham on the other side.
No, I was just, to be honest, I don't really get nervous like when it comes to football. Generally, like when I was younger, I used to a lot, but now I don't know what it is. Maybe from age or what. I really don't get nervous. So I thought I was gonna. You
already are 22.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm old now in terms of football. So when it was time to come on, like before the game, I was like, when I was speaking to my friends or my sister or stuff, I was like, imagine if I come on. Like I was expecting to be nervous, but in the moment, I was actually really quite calm. Like I was just then when I was coming on. The ball didn't go out for such a long time, you know, when you just stand there waiting. So I was looking at the clock thinking, like, hurry up. I want to get some touches, you know, like I want to play. But no, it was just like when the manager said, come in, like I just, I think I was ready, to be honest. Like I felt ready. I wasn't really too nervous. I was just more excited. I was so excited because like you said, and especially Wembley is in northwest London, and that's exactly where I grew up. Like, and I was born and grew up, which is literally like 15 minutes from Wembley Stadium. So for me, it was just an amazing experience. Like I was just really more excited. Like obviously my whole family was there. A lot of my friends also came. Like, so I was more excited. And then when I came on the pitch, obviously, like I felt like I was like in an advert or in a dream because I come in and I just walk between Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham and you know, and then Declan Rice gave me a shirt after. So just the whole experience was just incredible, I must say.
When you came on, okay, you guys lost, but that's not the important part. When you see the speed, the intensity, the rhythm of the game, we spoke before about watching HNL and then watching like Champions League or something like that. How much time did you need to adapt? Okay, you came in on 75th minute.
Yeah, 75th. I think,
but there was not much time to go, but how did you adapt?
I think what, to be honest, what not helped, but what made it a bit more easier for me was that when I was like coming in, when I was like stripped off, ready to come in, it was 1-0. But then Kane scored 2-0 and then I came in. So then when the second goal went in, I think the pace of the game dropped a little bit, you know? So this helped me. It was a bit more like a bit slower the game because when I was watching it from the side when it was 1-0, boom, 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 like I was thought, oh my God, it's gonna take time for me to get ready. But then it was 2-0. Then I came in 75th, like you said. It's just I was just thinking like just my first touch, my first pass, just be good. So then you get a bit of confidence because you know if you like when you play, you know, like when you come in as a substitute, if you mess up your first like action, then it affects you, you know. But luckily, like, no, it was good. And like, I felt, like I said, I felt really calm. I felt comfortable. Like, and this was like you said, it gave me that self-confidence, that belief that this is the level that I want to get to, you know, one day, hopefully in the next 3-4 years, I'm going to get to this level, you know, at the highest level and just be comfortable, you know.
A few days after that, Andorra,
yes.
You guys win.
Yes.
You came on as a substitute again.
Yeah.
What's not the differences between England and Andorra, because there are many differences, but when you win in a national team, especially at home, at the beginning of the qualifiers, an important victory for you guys.
Yeah.
What's the atmosphere like in the dressing room and on the pitch, in the stadium, in the stands? Everything?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like my first home game at the stadium is new. Like you said, it's incredible. Like, it's a different type of feeling, you know, from country and club. It's a completely different type of feeling. Like my grandma was there to watch me for the first ever time, and she was like really emotional. So it's just these little different things that you don't experience in a club level, in the international level. Like it's really different, and it honestly it made me feel really proud. Like for the first time, I did feel really proud. Like wow, this is a big, especially like we're Balkans country, like you guys, and we're very like prideful of our country, you know, very patriotic. So it means a lot, not just to me, but to all my family, you know, playing. So yeah, it's a real experience. Like you said, it was an important 3 points. And now in June, hopefully I'll get called up and be involved again. But even if not, just for the national team in general, it's 2 massive games now in June, you know. So
yeah, Serbia at home and then Latvia away.
Yeah.
You mentioned being very passionate and all the stuff. A game against Serbia will be very emotional, very intense in every way, especially football, but in every other way, you will, I think, be called up. That it would be a big surprise if you didn't. But did you talk to anybody on the national team so far? Not about getting called up, but about the games, about the qualifiers in general.
No, it's of course everyone knows that the game against Serbia is with all the history and everything behind it. It's a huge game for everyone, but 3 points in that game is the same as 3 points in the next game is the same, you know. So just like trying to take the emotion out of it and just play football, you know, because I think when you're too emotional, when you think too much, then it doesn't go. It goes wrong most of the time, you know. So, like you said, 2 huge games. That one, the Latvia one, the other games as well. So just focusing, and we're all the teammates. Like when we speak, everyone's dream is for next year to be at the World Cup. You know, to make history, to be the first time for Albania to be at the World Cup, you know. So this is everyone's focus, you know. We're not really focused too much on one specific game or just focusing on the collective aim, which is to get to the World Cup next year.
Speaking about the national team, your manager is a pretty big football name.
Yeah.
Silvinho also played at Barcelona.
Arsenal as well.
Arsenal as well. Yes. You mentioned being an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
How much, I say motivation, but how much of like level of special does it make that he is the manager and not somebody else?
No, of course. I understand what you mean. It adds that extra bit of like specialness. I don't know how to say it differently, but yeah, no, he's, like you said, another one, a huge name in football. Won the Champions League, played for the team that I love and support as well. And even sometimes in training, when he does little flicks or something, you know, with his left foot, it's like you can still see the quality even now. No, especially in this last camp in March, where he brought me on in both games, you know, it really gave me so much confidence and showed that he believes in me, you know, because easily he could have, it's my first time, he could have just not put me on. But for both games, he brought me on and always speaking to me, showing me videos, giving me confidence, you know, that. And, you know, when a coach, it's same for in club and for national team, when a coach like gives you that love and that support, it makes you want to just run for a wall for them, you know, like just work as hard as possible, and like it just makes everything easier. So no, I'm blessed. Like I said, I'm really grateful. And yeah, I just want the national team to do well with or without me, you know. It's just, like I said, it's important, and it will be amazing that if we could if we qualify for the World Cup next year. It's an absolute incredible. I can't even put into words what an achievement that would be, you know. So
I understand. Okay, that's pretty much it about this season. I have a part of our conversation titled "Private or Early Life."
Yes.
Nothing too
okay.
too into details, but you were born in London, as we mentioned. How much of your football knowledge, football skills, and everything about it comes from the street football, like playing in the street with your friends and family, stuff like that, compared to like systematic football in the academy or something like that?
No, everything was from the street. Everything, genuinely, like I joined even like until I was like 18 years old. We would have matches for the under 18s at Fulham on Saturday, and then on Sunday I didn't rest. I was back playing with my friends, like to the point. That's how much I love that type of football. You know, that's what I grew up on. Of course, when my dad would have a day off work on the weekend or something, when I was young, he would take me to the park and like do some like sessions and trainings with me, and that helped. But like from Monday to Saturday, I used to finish school at like 3 o'clock, run home, just throw my bag into my house, not eat nothing, and just play until it got dark. And then I don't know how we survived. No food, no nothing. You don't even think about food when you're that age, you know. You just want to go outside and play, like. And I think that's where it came from me most. Like, even though I signed for Fulham when I was 10 years old, those times you only train like twice a week, and then you play one game on the weekend. So every other day, like, I was just, like you said, in London we have like the cages. You know, I don't know if you know what I mean. Yeah, like, and then there was one outside my estate where I grew up, and just there every day, every single day there.
I saw that you mentioned in an old interview your father played football as well.
Yeah.
But at what level?
No, like a low level, because before he came to London, he lived in Germany with his brother for a few years, and then there he played like, it's called like Regionalliga or something, you know, like this in Germany, and like this, you know. And then I think he had one like FIFA card or something, like a not FIFA card as in the game, but like
a Panini.
FA, like no, like a FA card. I don't know how to explain. You know, like the Football Association card, from back in the day. This is like in the 90s or something. And then obviously when I was younger, he showed me the card and like saying, "Look at me," you know. And he always, when I was young, I used to get angry quick. So if I would playing football with him, and if he says to me, "Oh, I'm better than you," or "You can't do this," he would get me mad, you know, and I would always try to beat him, you know. But yeah, no, he of course he used to play not at a high level, but he loves football like me, you know. And we watch all the time when I used to live with my family. Every game that was on, we always watch together. Always, like Premier Leagues. He even goes more than me. Like sometimes he'll watch like Ipswich versus Southampton. I'm not even watching that, and he just likes to watch.
He probably plays fantasy football then.
I don't know what he does, but he likes to watch football, you know. So yeah, no, it just helped me a lot, you know.
Is he also an Arsenal fan, or is he just you?
Nah, he likes Liverpool. Because when he first came to London, he tells me that this is when Gerrard was breaking through. And then he just liked Gerrard from even before he had number 8 shirt, number 17 I think he had, or something like this. And he always just liked Gerrard, so he always supports Liverpool now. So obviously, this year
you
was
supporting
happy.
Arsenal is just like a rebellion.
No. It's because I grew up in next to Arsenal's the closest club where I grew up, you know. So obviously, we're going to school. All my friends, we will support Arsenal because that's where I grew up. And then, yeah, like you said, obviously maybe a bit rebellion to be against my dad, you know. But yeah, nah, he supports Liverpool. Yeah, so this season he's happy, you know. They beat us to the title.
When you were a kid, how often, if at all, did you come back to the Balkan region?
Every year.
Every year,
single year for like 2-3 months. Like, so a large big part of my childhood was in Kosovo, you know. A big part of it. So like I said, every year for 2-3 months. So like, and my parents, both sides of my family, my mum and my dad's side, live in the village, you know, in big farms. So like when I was younger, I just used to like have to do those things like with the chickens, with the cows, all of this type of stuff, you know. And with my cousins, like it was a great time, you know. Like I remember on my mum's side, obviously they had a lot of cows, and you have to obviously wake up early to take them out to eat, you know. and then we would wake up, just take the ball, take them out to eat, and then whilst the cows are eating, just playing, like I said, the whole day until it got dark, bring them back home. And like, this was like what I grew up. So I had like a very, how do I say, it was very different. So like when I was in London, I'm in the city, in the middle of the city. And then from like the whole of July and the whole of August, I'm like in the farm. Like it's completely different, you know, but this is how I grew up, you know. So
you knew about Hajduk and Dinamo, for example?
Yes.
Even I knew before?
Yes, before I came, yeah.
Did your father support any of them? Maybe?
Nah, I just obviously knew about them because being from here, I knew they were huge clubs in this area of the world. But nah, I wouldn't say he was a fan of either of them, to be honest.
I understand. So you mentioned you came into the Fulham Academy at age 10.
Yeah, 10.
I used to play also, not in Fulham Academy, but when I was 10.
Yeah.
And I remember that it's not very organized. It's just like,
just fun,
okay, come on, guys, here's the ball and enjoy. But at what age, at what time of your life did it become apparent that you have a future in football?
Yeah. To be honest with you, like, I didn't enjoy academy like football in the first few years, and like I was close to saying to my parents like, this is not for me, because like I'll finish school, like I said, and then my friends are starting to play here in outside my house in the streets, and then I have to leave them to go to training over there. And like, to be honest, in the first few years, like I didn't enjoy it. I didn't know anyone there, and then I think I was more missing like being with my friends and just playing free football. But then there was when I became about like, there was 2 periods. I think when I became like 14, I think I realized, okay, because I was playing now with the age groups above, you know, with the older age groups, and then I realized that, okay, I can like, there's something here, you know, because also. From 14, I went into a full-time program at Fulham. So like now I was training pretty much every day at Fulham. They offered me this opportunity, which they didn't offer to every player, you know. So I realized, okay, now there is something here. And then also I would say around 16 years old was the second point when I realized, okay, I can maybe make it as a football player, because over the summer I used to be tiny, like so small. And then over the summer I had a big growth spurt, and then I come into the next season I was taller, and then now, before when I used to dribble, I used to just have to like use my body and turn because I wasn't fast and just protect the ball. But now I can like actually drive and stuff. So then I realized that, okay, and then I got offered a professional contract, and then from there went forward, and then I made my first team debut at 18 years old, and I played the full 90 minutes. So then I realized, okay, this is now something.
We'll get to that game, but in 2019, I saw an article at Fulham website. You were promoted from under 16 to under 18. There was an article, you, Mika, Bayret, and some other guys.
Okay.
So he is the only one that is a big name. I would say the other guys are, I never heard of them. No offense to them. But you understand.
Yeah.
Was it apparent then that he was a big game player, to say like that, because he really burst onto the scene in maybe 2 years and made a big name for himself.
Yeah, now he's doing amazing at Monaco. No, for sure. But with him, it was, he always, from when we was like 16, like this, I know what you're talking about now, that age, that point of that age, in 2019 times, he was physically a monster, like a beast, like similar to like, obviously not to this level, but like in terms of like our age group at that time, like some, like you see Haaland now, like the defenders he was just so fast, so strong, and you just put the ball in Dubina, like they say here, put it in Dubina, he chase and just scores everything. So then that's when we realized, okay, that he can, like you said, become something, you know, because he was just physically so ridiculous, like, and he worked, to be honest, to give him his flowers, he worked in the gym a lot, like every day he was in the gym, and his legs were
It's pretty obvious when you see him.
When you see him now, like But imagine then, like 16-year-olds against him, the centre backs, they couldn't do nothing against him. You know, like just physically so good, and like and then like you said, just burst onto the scene. Like I think he had a good loan in Scotland. And then I think he went to Austria, which is Austria. I think similar type of level to Croatia here, maybe a bit better. I'm not too sure. Maybe a bit better.
Yeah, but the type of football is very different. It's very much more fast and
like
dynamic.
German style. Yeah. But in terms of like levels of the league, in terms of rankings and stuff, I think quite similar. And then, like you said, he was in Sturmgard, and then they qualified for Champions League this year, and I think that's for him. He scored a few goals in Champions League in the first half of the season. Then in January, Monaco. Then he went to Monaco, and every game he scored like 3 hat-tricks or something. Like, so he's physically and just a general player, like top player.
In 2020, you signed your first professional contract.
Yeah.
How does it work? So your agents call you and tell you, okay.
No, I didn't even have an agent. I didn't have an agent those times.
You didn't?
No. No, it's just the club. So like in England, there's a year for each age group. So under 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way up to under 16s. Then under 16s, you go to under 18s. After under 18s, it's under 20. Well, it used to be under 23s. Now it's under 21s, and then first team. So when you finish under 16s, they offer you a scholarship for 2 years, which is like you're a full-time player now. You get paid, but also you do school on the side till 18. And then after this, you get your professional contract if they want to. But I signed when I was 17, early, and I think that was in 2020. Like you said, I signed my first professional contract, and just the club called me in and said, "Listen."
But did they give you any hints like, we're watching you, we'll think about it, or just one day they call you, okay, come to the office, we have something for you?
No, because after, once you get your scholarship, everyone knows that for the next 2 years, these next 2 seasons from under 18s in 2 years, you are playing for a professional contract. This is what you're playing for, you're fighting for. So every game or every training, they are watching, seeing how you improve, and then seeing if you're good enough to get a professional contract. And then, it was just before the pandemic hit. My coach said, "Listen, we're offering, you're gonna get a contract, you know." And then the pandemic hit, so then I didn't end up signing until the pandemic finished. But I knew before COVID that I was gonna get signed, and I remember calling like my parents, and of course, it's a huge moment. So.
In the Fulham Academy, you played with another player that played in Gorica later, Tyrese Francois.
Yes.
When you got an offer for a loan this season, how much of his influence was in it to accept it?
He wasn't there this summer when the loan thing came around, but obviously I played with him. He's 2-3 years older than me, but he had a younger brother. And his younger brother was the same age group as me, and I went to school with his younger brother, and so I knew him through his younger brother. And then,
did you call him like, okay, I saw you play at Gorica, they offered me a loan?
Text.
That's what I meant.
And then he said, like, I don't think he played. I think he was only here for half a season, maybe. I'm not exactly too sure about his situation, but I remember him saying to me that like it's a good platform, because even though he only played like, I don't know how many games he played, but I know he didn't play as much as me.
Not much.
But he said even
injured.
I think so. And but he said even with those few games, he said your name is out there. People see you because you're playing against Champions League teams. Like Dinamo played against AC Milan, Arsenal this year, and then you're playing against them. You're playing against teams like Hajduk, who's a huge club in this part of the world, you know, so we don't need to name the teams. You play against them, so obviously people see you, so it's good for your exposure. So I remember him telling me that, and yeah.
He also scored against Hajduk, but
away in
Split.
In Split.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, see.
But they lost that game, so you're better than him. Also, I saw you played a good number of games with Fabio Carvalho.
Yes.
He was a big hit a couple of years ago. Yes. Liverpool even played for their first team.
Yes.
Now he's
Brentford.
He is not that like hot.
Yeah, I understand.
As he was.
Yeah.
But it's again an easy question. But how much better was he at that level?
Yeah, no, and we were very good. Me and him was very close, very good friends. You know, especially because he was he's a few months older than me. But how it works in the UK, he was one age group above me. So no, he was someone I always looked up to. You know, because he was playing 1 year above me, and he had like what I used to like about him so much when we was younger was he didn't care about like and I like players that just play and their own style. He obviously is Portuguese, so he had that Portuguese flair. You know, he would do flicks, tricks, but he worked hard as well. And like, yeah, and then when I think the first year when the new manager at Fulham that's there now, when they was in the Championship, he got his chance, and in the Championship he done so well, and then went to Liverpool. But yeah, he was just like a risk taker. You know, those players that those flair players, you know, play between the lines or play out wide and just 1-against-1 skills, goals, you know, he was like this. So yeah, he was a top talent.
A type of a player that is very rare in this modern football, where everything is very
I agree,
system oriented, that's why we like those players even more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
20 years ago, every team had
like
one
that.
or two.
Yes.
Now every league has one or two, maybe.
Yeah, no, he was like that. Like I said in the academy, like he just took risks. He just did things, and if it didn't come off, if he lost the ball, he didn't care. He would do it again, you know. And this I think is an amazing trait to have. And I think this year, obviously, he made a move to Brentford. I think in the summer. And I think he's had a few injury problems this season. So, but he definitely is one that when he gets back to full fitness and gets a coach that gives him that confidence and lets him play a few games in a row, you know, you will see his true ability. Because
another player that is becoming somewhat of a regular, even at Fulham first team, but not. Doesn't play that much so far. Jay Stansfield. I saw that every game I looked into about you. Okay, Fulham wins 3-0. Jay Stansfield 2 goals.
He's at Birmingham now. I don't know if you know. He went.
He started the season with the first team.
Yeah, same. We was in pre-season with the first team together, but he left in the summer He was on last season. He was on loan at Birmingham, and then in the summer. At the start of this season, he went there permanently in Birmingham. I think the record signing in League One history, maybe like £15 million or something crazy. Like this is the third division. Yeah, crazy. And yeah, no, I say to everyone that I speak to, he's the best finisher that I've ever seen or played with in terms of just finishing. Like you said, there was one season when we was in under 18s. He scored in every game. That season that got cut short from the pandemic, I promise you, he scored in every single game. And then even like whatever level he plays, he went on loan in League One, Championship, even like in pre-season games with the first team. If you give him a chance, he's the best finisher I've seen. Like, if his finishing is honestly, it's a joke. Even this year, he's scored so many goals again for Birmingham. Like, in terms of just finishing, he's the best I've seen. Any first team players, anyone, like he's the best finisher.
We'll keep an eye on him. Because like I said, I was looking into your statistics.
I understand,
every game, I guess, okay, you get 2 assists in a game. At least one of them is for him, for Jay. Yeah. As well, we mentioned a couple of players, but you mentioned the game for the first team, for the men's seniors team. EFL Cup against Birmingham.
Yes.
Full 90 minutes for you. I saw an interview, you pretty much described the game, but when did you know that you were going to play in that game?
If I remember correctly, I was training obviously with the first team from 17, 18, around that age. And then I think 2 days before the game, the team manager called me and said, "Oh, like, bring your stuff because you're gonna be traveling with the team." So then already I was happy, like, oh, I'm traveling with the team, and I was thinking like, oh, okay, let me just come on for 10 minutes, debut, and then build on from here. You know, I was maybe just turned 18 or 18. I can't remember exactly, but and then when I bought my stuff into training, I come into training, and you know when you do the day before, you do like your shape and the set pieces. Prekidi or
yeah,
yes,
prekidi.
Yes. I was with the starting team, so I was a bit confused, but I was happy. Like I said, I don't really get nervous, so like I was just happy. I was thinking, I hope this is gonna happen. Like, and then obviously when training finishes, the coaches are like giving me a few comments, like teasing me, like make sure you're ready tomorrow. This. So I'm already thinking like, okay, it's looking likely that I'm gonna play, and then obviously the day after the team meeting, I'm on the starting 11. Like, it was a great feeling.
Marco Silva is manager at Fulham now for a pretty long period.
Yeah.
Even. You mentioned training with the first team for a couple of years. He's there since 2021, I think.
I'm not sure.
Something like that.
Probably sounds
What can you tell me about him as a manager? I'm more interested into like man management and like people stuff, people skills.
He's as a manager, I would say he's a perfectionist. I think that's the best way to describe him. He's like a perfectionist. Everything he wants is like to be perfect, you know, and tactically he's on another level from academy managers that I've had, even from like here in Croatia. He's on a different level tactically. Like, sometimes in his trainings, he does little things like this, and you're just like, wow, like I didn't even think to do that, you know. He's like, obviously you can see what he's done with Fulham. They are fighting for Europe this year. As a person, I don't know. With the young players, he doesn't speak too much. Like, so I don't know him that much as a person, but I know him more as a manager, like I said. And yeah, honestly, he's a genius when it comes to managing. Like, he's different level from what I've seen personally.
Yeah, but they had big wins even this season. But every season they get a couple of big wins against Liverpool. They beat Liverpool recently, and
he's pushed on with Fulham. Like, he's done an amazing job. Like, from the Championship, I think record in terms of goals scored or something, won the league easy, and then 3 years in the Premier League now. And like not even ever anywhere near relegation.
Always not even close.
Yeah, always pushing for the top half of the table. And then this year, even like they still have a chance to get in that 8th place to get Conference League, maybe, which of course for Fulham is an incredible achievement to get into Europe. So yeah, I would say honestly, like just in training with him, like I said, he's a perfect every detail. He wants to be perfect, and tactically, he's on another level.
We mentioned you scored against Dinamo and Hajduk this season. Fulham knocked out Dinamo and Hajduk in the same season 1 year, but it was 20 years ago.
Oh, in Europa League?
Yeah, Europa League. That it was named UEFA Cup. Then
okay, I didn't know.
I think, 2002, 2003 season.
Okay, maybe I wasn't born when it was out.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's a good fact.
It just
I know that
came up
the assistant manager that came new this summer, obviously the gaffer got a new assistant, Gonzalo Santos. He used to play in Dinamo for 2-3 years. From like 20, I think I checked, because he told me, and then I checked. From like 2014 to like 17, he played. He was like a centre back or number 6, Portuguese guy. Yeah, check. He played for sure.
Jelima neko
Gonzalo
Santos.
Stopper.
Yes, he played for Dinamo, no?
Yeah. No, I don't remember, but okay.
But yeah, it's just a little.
I'll believe you guys. Jel ima na chatu išta specijalno? Ništa. Okay, before we get to the Norwegian part of your career, Just a couple of more questions. Mir Oz, that's the nickname, but we covered that pretty much, but we need to read it. Hi, I'm wondering what will be your next step? We covered that. Would you like to stay in HNL if some of the top dogs show interest in you, or would you go back to England and try your luck in Premiership, Championship, etc.? Do you think you're capable and ready to play in the Premier League?
I'll say yes, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, then what's the point? So, even before I came here, the preseason I had with the first team, I had a very, very good preseason. Like, played against Benfica, against
you scored
against
game.
Watford. Yeah. I had a very good preseason, and training with them day in day out with the Premier League level players. If I say no, I don't think I can play. What's the point in playing? You need to have confidence in yourself. So yeah, I think I can. But in terms of what's going to happen next, like I said a little bit at the start, generally, like I said, I'm going to assess all the options and then just do what's best for me, for my career and for my family.
I was wondering, after that preseason, I saw a couple of comments, even everything was positive about you. You even scored, as we mentioned. When did it become apparent that you will have to go on loan again? And
did
they like tell you you can stay with us and be player number 27?
Exactly.
And wait for injuries, or
exactly. So I had, like I said, I had a very good preseason, and then at first they were like, okay, no, you're with the team. And then late in the window they signed a player for like 20-30 million, and then they said I can go on loan. So it was quite late in the window, but direct when they said you can go, for me, why am I going to stay I need to play. Like I'm still, you said I'm old, but I'm still.
No, you said you're old.
I'm joking, but I was young at the time. I need to play. What's the point of just being at a big club and not playing, So, and luckily the window here in Croatia is open, I think 1 week later than the other ones. So then this gave me more time, to not rush, because I could have maybe gone somewhere in the UK or somewhere in elsewhere.
Did you have any offers?
Yeah,
like Championship or League One?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I could have gone there, but it was like very rushed because it was late. So then I didn't want to. This was quite an important stage in my career, so I didn't want to make a decision just rushed and then it be the wrong one and me not play. So with Croatia, the fact that I had more time to speak properly and make everything okay for me. And then I remember, obviously, I went with the national team in September, but this is when I was with the under-21s. And then when I was away, obviously now you can sign everything through online. Then I made a decision to come here because, like I said, it's better to play than not play.
Okay. You had... I need to ask about few players. First, Aleksandar Mitrovic.
Yeah.
You mentioned Jay Stansfield being an amazing finisher.
Yeah.
Aleksandar Mitrovic was the best or top scorer for Fulham for many years in a row.
Yeah.
When you train with him, when you just... is it just give him the ball and he'll do the rest? Or
Yeah, no. Again, like, so strong, so physical. Like, sometimes I'm...
Yeah, he's amazingly big. And he can move for that kind of a person.
And he eats so much as well. Like, oh my God. But yeah, no. Yeah, like sometimes obviously because I'm in midfield, he would come down to get the ball. And when he puts his body in front of you, like I'm trying my hardest, but you can't get the ball. He's just too big and knows how to use his body.
Everything becomes dark. He like, covers the sun and everything.
I just can't do anything, But nah, like he broke some records at Fulham, like especially that year in the Championship. I think he scored like 50 goals just in the Championship alone. Like he had a ridiculous season, even in the Premier League. And then, yeah, it's just...
Anthony Robinson is a player that became even more of an attraction this season, racking up assists. and playing like more of a left wing, but than a left back. How much time did you get to spend with him?
He's been there for the last few years. Every time I'm with the first team, he's there. He's been there, so athletically he's a freak. I would say maybe he's up and down for 90 minutes. Like when they give us the GPS stats after the game, his high intensity running, like it's like always triple everyone else's. It's ridiculous how fast he is, how explosive, how much he can run. And then obviously this season, like you said, he's added the assists. I think he's got double-digit assists as a left-back. Like he's having an amazing season. The captain as well. He's been captain this year as well. Like one of the most, if not the most important players. So, and yeah, you can see him now linked with big clubs. So I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, he's top player.
Yeah, as you mentioned, there was some kind of a stat. I don't know the exact number, but it was something like 50+ meter sprints. Anthony Robinson first, 27. Somebody second, else second, 1.
Yeah,
I'm making up numbers, but
no, that's what I mean.
The difference was
like even when you
amazing.
See, like I said, the GPS, like his high intensity running, like it's ridiculous. Like
Tom Kearney is another player that is a Fulham legend. 350+ caps for Fulham. When there's a player like that is not like a huge global star, but I'd say local, but you understand what I mean. Local as in club wise, a legend in that way. What's his like status in the club, in London in general?
No, for me growing up, he was the one in the first team that I looked up to. He was my idol in the first team. Like number 10, captain, and the way he played with his left foot, I think he's very underrated, like extremely underrated. And I think if he was now in this Fulham team now that they are like comfortable in the Premier League, if he was a bit younger, you would see his full like ability because he's so big as well, very tall, wide. Left-footed, technique, ridiculous, never ever gives the ball away, never loses the ball. Yeah, he's a legend in Fulham, like you said, he's the man. Everyone loves him there, the fans, the inside the club. But yeah, he was my idol growing up, and he's a very nice guy on and off the pitch as well. Like he'll always speak with us, normally make jokes, like, and he has so much ability. And like I said, his left foot, like his finishing from the edge of the box when we do finishing and training and stuff, like it's a joke. I think he's very underrated, like ability-wise.
Yeah. Okay, I understand, and I can see when you speak about him the level of admiration there is. The year 2023, you spent part of it in Norway.
Yes.
So we have a question here. A guy who already asked about your role models at midfield asks, can you compare Norwegian first league top flight and Croatian?
Yeah, so what happened in that situation was they play, their league is different. They play in the summer.
They start in March, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure, but I think they start in March and maybe end in like December or something. So they play through the summer. And that season I had injuries on my ankle, like quite a lot. So it was like a thing of where I didn't play that year. And then it was like, do you want to go on loan here to play? Knowing me, I said, yes. They said play for a few months. And I went there. I played, I think, not so much, but I played every game starting when I was there. And then, when it was back to the summer, I went back to Fulham. But comparing it to the Croatian league, I would say the league here is better. The league here is better for sure. More quality here. Like the players we were speaking about earlier, the Levias, the Mitrovskis, these type of players, like the level here of quality is higher in Croatia for sure.
but I would assume that the level of physicality and
exactly,
and stuff like that in Norway is through the roof.
Yeah, higher than here. But in terms of quality, like I was saying, in Croatia is definitely higher. But in terms of, like you said, like the Vikings, the big guys over there, it was that period of my life. Like it seemed like it just went by like this because I wasn't really there for too long. But yeah, it was a good experience.
But how does it feel when you're a guy who loves playing with the ball, being
easy,
a creative guy,
not easy.
and then some like 6'3", 100-kilo guy just
comes in. This I don't mind, to be honest. I take this more as a compliment. Like, you know, it's like they foul you to stop you kind of thing. You know, I don't mind this. But in terms of like you were saying, when it's just purely like more based on physical and like you're in a team that just the game is like this, it's so tough for me. Like I'm just stuck in the middle.
Because you're in the middle.
I'm just in the middle and just looking up in the sky, like, and my neck's getting gorice. Like I don't know what to do. I'm just looking up the whole time. But it's okay.
The thing that I'm wondering, Bodo Glimt was a big hit
this season. Yeah. I wanted them to beat Tottenham. So.
But not because of them.
Because of
Tottenham.
Because I support Arsenal.
Yeah, I understand. But the thing is, they play a pretty northern part of Norway.
Yeah.
And even now, when Tottenham had to go there, there were like pictures and stuff like that. Everything is covered in snow. The pitch is artificial.
The pitch is artificial. Yeah.
When you were there, how does it feel? Okay, they played during the summer for a reason. That is the reason. But difference for you playing in a real grass pitch and artificial one.
Yeah, again, this one it's like night and day. Genuinely, it makes a big difference for, like even just for your body, like because obviously the artificial is harder, you know. So your knees and everything's just hurting, like your joints and stuff. And the ball moves quicker and everything. But because in the academies you play in this, so I was a bit used to it, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's compared to natural grass, like it's a massive difference.
How much would you say the ratio in Norway is between real grass fields and
I would say maybe artificial? 70% is grass and 30 artificial, or maybe like 60-40, something like this. I think there's more grass, but there's still quite a bit of artificial.
Okay, when you came back from Norway, you played for under 23.
Yeah.
Fulham in Premier League 2.
Yeah.
You were player of the month in April with a bizarre statistic: 5 goals, 4 assists in 3 games. What happened? How did you do it?
I don't know.
Even the scores were bizarre. 7-1, 5-3, something like that.
I think we just went on a crazy run as a team, and I was just like getting the rewards of the team doing good. You know, I don't know. Always, like I've always been the type of player. I don't really like goals and assists and stuff. Don't really matter to me so much. I just like to play. I just like to have the ball. You know, but of course. Nowadays, stats is very important, and I think I think for that month I played number 10, so I was just closer to the goal. And
even on the wing, some games I saw it's transfer mark, so they put you on the wing. I don't know if you really played.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was just playing like in the left pocket, and I was a bit close to the side. Like number 10. You know, I remember that month when I got player of the month, I played number 10. So I was just closer to the goal, you know. Just
another player that was with you there, Josh King, is now a part of the men's team. Yeah. He had some appearances off the bench, but I think he's 17 still.
Yeah, 17, 18, like this, I don't know.
But already playing huge with the senior team.
Huge talent. Yeah, he's very, very good player. He plays similar style to, you know, Musiala in Bayern Munich. He plays similar to him, like between the lines, good feet. Like you think he takes a big touch, you're gonna get the ball. He just takes it away from you. Like, no, he's got a huge future if he just keeps working. You know, the cliche things like just keeps working hard. He's got a big future for sure.
The young players are like the biggest hit now in modern football with Yamal especially, but even in Leicester there was the kid 15 years old that couldn't have
no sponsor
because it was the casino stuff. So I saw him in a few games with the senior team. Okay, he doesn't get much
minutes,
but you can see there is something there.
No, he's a huge talent, definitely. I know for sure.
You guys even won the cup. You played in the final
against Tottenham.
Yeah. You mentioned being an Arsenal fan, winning 4-0.
Yeah.
Against Tottenham.
Yeah, no, it's great feeling. And we played that at the stadium. It was a good crowd, like. Yeah, just a nice moment to end the season, you know, and like I think we was winning like 3-0 at halftime. So then the second half we were just playing possession, just keep the ball, and it was fun. No, it was good. It's a good way to end the season. And like you said, obviously against Tottenham, you know, makes it even better. So
okay, that's it for the football part. Everything I have, but there are a few things that I'm wondering. What do you do besides football? So you play on Saturday. Yeah. Your next training is on Tuesday.
2 days off.
So Sunday and Monday are free. You get to do anything you want. What do you do?
Here in Croatia.
Okay, here in Croatia or anywhere. What are your main hobbies or something like that?
To be honest, my main thing that I do is like I like to watch La Liga, Premier League like this, so I do watch a lot of that, but completely outside of football, you know. Like I like, especially now that I'm here, like going out for coffee, you know, just being outside. I don't really like to just stay at home, you know, all the time because I feel like just the day's going to waste, you know. But I like to sleep a lot, so like when we have 2 days off, I'll wake up late, like I'm talking like 11 maybe or something like this, 11 midday. Wake up and then call my teammates, my friends. Let's go out, take a coffee, enjoy. You know, this week's not been such nice weather, but in general here in Croatia, the nice weather. And then like FaceTime my friends back home, my family, my sister. Like, I'm very, very close to like my mum and my sister, especially. Like I speak to them all the time. Yeah, like this. I don't like to just be at home. You know, just go out. Just go to the city, just be with my friends. My main thing is just like to be with people. I like to be with my friends, my family. Like this is my main thing. I don't like to just be alone, you know.
You mentioned being close with Krešo Krizmanić.
Yes.
Who are your best friends in Gorice except him?
I would say, him, of course. I have a son in Gorice, Medin Gashi.
I know.
His mom is from the same village that my dad is from. So I'm basically his uncle kind of thing, you know. So no, and he's young. Obviously, he's here alone. So it's his first time away from his family. So I not look after him, but I spend a lot of time with him. You know, now in January, Elezi came as well. He's also of Albanian heritage like us. So we spend a lot of time together, us three. Going out, going to shopping center, or just going to take a coffee, going out to eat, you know, being together, spending time. Like you said, with Krizmanić, I'm very close. With Prešir, also have a good relationship.
All the names that are hard to pronounce if you're not.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like no, but to be honest though, we have a very good change room in the club. Like all the players helped me a lot. Like they made it easy for me to adapt and like easy for me to just play my football. You know, they're very chill, easygoing guys. You know, similar to myself, so it makes everything easier. So to be honest, all of them, like we had not yesterday, but the day before, we had like a team night out, like a team dinner, and just like I can speak to everyone in the team, everyone making jokes, happy, like. Is a very good vibe, you know.
Did you learn the lyrics to your win song?
No. Don't ask me. No. No. I barely know like one of the phrases that when you score a goal you have to say one phrase. I still like forget that one, let alone the thing. But I'm good in terms of Croatian. I'm good in like the football words. These ones I know off by heart.
Who taught you the most Croatian stuff?
Like just in analyze, just watch it, just listening to the coach. So like twice a week, every week you hear the same things, you know. So then they got stuck to my head. So the football words I know quite a lot, but in terms of normal dialect, nah, it's too difficult.
So I would assume it's mostly football words and curse words.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you say is like the ratio?
The curse words 99 and football words 1%. Here is like Albanian here. The second word is always a swear word. It's always a swear word. But no, it's good. I'm used to it. Like I like it. I don't mind. But yeah, no, the football words I'm quite good. But
we are very rich in options with cursing.
Yeah, same as Albanian. Yeah, and you can swear for anything. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, no, I don't mind. I like it.
Did you get to see any of, like, Croatia is known for having beautiful sights to see. Did you get to see any?
Not much. Mainly just on away games though. The thing that I wouldn't say routine. Yeah, okay, let's say routine. Like every away game that we go on this year, that like we go the day before, you know. Always when we get there, so like we play on Sunday, we go there on Saturday. Always on that Saturday, we would take a walk around just to see the city, to see, like, when we went to Rijeka 2 weeks ago, our hotel was in Opatija. And this is beautiful. So I think we played maybe on Sunday. We went there Saturday afternoon. And then after dinner with a few of the boys, just walking around, you know, for like an hour, sitting down somewhere, taking a coffee, you know, and seeing it. Amazing, you know. And like there's been a few places like that where we go on walks. And I try to do this so I can like see the place, you know. It's very nice.
That's it for me, at least. How sweaty did you get?
No, not so much. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being a great person to talk to, and I hope to see you next year in a shirt similar to this one.
Real Madrid. I'm joking.
Okay, that would be also amazing.
No, we'll see. I have to be boring every time. We'll see. This is what
I have to be as well. So.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dragi naši, bilo bi to sve. Hvala vam što ste bili uz nas i vidimo se neki drugi put. Doviđenja.